Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Must Be Catchy podcast. I'm your host, Trevor Monreal, and to my right here this time is John, my second host. How are you doing today,
Hello,
John?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing today, Trevor?
I'm doing well, thank you. No one ever asked me how I'm doing. All right, and to
I
my
got you,
left
dude.
here
Don't worry
is
about it.
Omnidystrophic / Alex. How you doing?
Doing all right. I'm just ready to get this podcast started. We're going to wreck some news articles and we're going to totally just ruin any sort of perception you have on any of them.
Good. I like that. Okay.
I haven't read
I
a
think.
single one. I have only read headlines.
Okay.
Yeah, now we know that John's the average Reddit user.
Yeah, true.
That's where I get all my headlines from.
Uh,
Yeah,
all
you
right.
know.
So I think you said you wanted to start on a topic, John.
Yeah. So, I think this is record temperature break, but records in Antarctic, 20 degrees Celsius, first time ever.
Wait, what's 20?
Yeah,
Sorry,
but
what's
you
20 degrees Celsius?
I'll figure it out. 20 C to F.
20.75.
degrees.
Wait, 68 degrees.
Fahrenheit.
Isn't like Antarctica all ice? Wouldn't that mean like all the ice is just for
No. Okay, look where they measured the temperature at the Marambale base at Seymour Island.
The
Now
average
that right
temperature.
there is closer. It's like 200 miles off the coast of South America.
The average annual temperature ranges from about -10 degrees Celsius to on the coast to -60 at the highest parts of the interior. Um, and now it's hitting 20 degrees Celsius. Like that's literally like what, two times?
The average for this month is what we got to look at, though. That's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
So if you don't look at the average for the month at month by month basis,
Right.
you're going to get this clickbaity article. Yeah, they got, oh yeah, it's 20.75 degrees Celsius, but what's the average for that month? They say yearly average is.
All right, so what month is it? It's February, right? Or would that be January?
Yeah,
Like that.
it's totally February.
Yeah, I feel like 60,
Average.
68 degrees is like a really freaking warm for a place that's completely made out of ice. You know what I mean?
But it does get does get warm there. It's one of the places it gets warm.
According to Swoop Antarctica, February, the average temperature is like 1 degree Celsius or something, I think.
So it's above freezing still. So
Well, yeah.
this is a little crazy though. Not gonna lie, that's pretty
The
crazy.
Antarctic Peninsula is apparently 34 degrees Fahrenheit in February. So it's still double that at 68. It's literally double.
That's kind of weird. Yeah.
Like that's insane for, as we said, a place made of of ice. So
Well, it probably has to do with a lot of the ocean currents going through there too. So a lot of shit gonna be messed up. So,
but like, why is it so high this time? Like hasn't there been breaks, like
Probably
record breaks in
global
temperature
warming,
this whole
dude.
time?
Yeah, totally
exactly.
global warming.
Exactly, climate change. So at this point, like, how many times have we broken a record for like the hottest whatever at this point, right? So I don't know.
Well, at least we'll know soon what the government's trying to hide from us behind those ice walls.
Dude, they got secret bases up in Antarctica trying to like.
Well,
I know. Have you seen some of these
I'm,
images?
I'm implying that
No.
that the world is flat and Antarctica is the ice wall that separates us from the outside. Probably
You think
haven't.
so?
Just
Like,
saying.
when you
That's what
look
the
at a
government would
map, you
hide
have,
from
like,
us.
the
Right.
South Pole on one side and like the North Pole on the other side, and like we have and like global warming is the thing to break down those walls. So like we have to use global warming to fight against the government, so we can see what's on the other side of the world off of it.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, dude. That's actually super scary to me. I thought global warming wasn't supposed to happen in like my lifetime. Anything bad's supposed to happen to it. So I thought I could like cruise, like I could
Oh,
like
yeah?
pretend to be worried about global warming, but at the same time I can like not have to worry about its effects at
There
all.
you go.
I thought I was old
There you
enough
go,
for that.
Trevor. This is a little old. This is what they're trying to hide.
Oh, what are we looking at?
The pyramids in the Antarctic.
Oh, there's pyramids in the Antarctic.
We're going conspiracy now.
Oh wait, there actually
Alright, so
there actually is a thing about pyramids and that's funny.
Yes.
Dude, okay, so
Here, one second, let me
obviously
show
we
show
have to
some
use global
screen.
warming to combat the pyramids that the government built that they are using to hide the secrets from us. So really, it's a good thing that the Antarctic is 20 degrees Celsius, I think.
Well, not the entire Antarctica is 20 degrees Celsius. Just that point where they're at is at 20 something degrees Celsius.
Well, yeah, and
So the rest of it could be relatively cold, but since they're so close to the coast and that they have a major current goes between South America and them, it's supposed to be a cold current though.
Since it made it to a news article, isn't it like a specific point that they measure every single year? Because that's what they do in like areas where they like are curious about the temperature. They'd record that one spot, so it has to be like a decent spot, right? Because there has to be a reason for them to be recording the temperature there year by year.
Can we move that spot to the pyramids? Like, can we just pick up that hot spot and just move that heat to the pyramids? Like, so we can melt those ice walls.
Now, so I'm gonna go into this. So these records will need to be confirmed by the World Meteorological Organization, but they are consistent with the broader trend in the peninsula and nearby islands, which have warmed by almost 3 degrees Celsius since the pre-industrial era, one of the fastest rates on the planet. So it's not a significant increase.
It's talking about 3 degrees.
But like,
well, I mean, it's still the highest temperature ever.
Yeah, and it's still steadily rising. Yeah, like, right?
It's going with the pre-industrial area curve. Like, it's going with the curve of obviously we have all this carbon dioxide and shit going on.
Sounds like somebody's trying to make an agenda to me. Hey, Kona.
So
fake news.
Fake news. Guys, we got clickbaited, but no, that's, I don't know.
No,
it's probably a bad
spooky.
thing.
But we'll have a lot more fresh water because the area stores about 70% of the world's fresh water.
Oh yeah.
So guys, we'll have a lot more.
Actually, if Antarctica freezes, we'll be able to drink out of the ocean. So I don't know why everyone's complaining.
Guys,
I don't know why everyone's complaining.
Guys, if there's more fresh water in the ocean, hear me out. Think of all the people near sea level. Think of all the cool water they get, and then think of all the new beachfront property.
Oh no! I just thought of something. Yeah, I'd be fucked. I live literally on the ocean, so well, not on the ocean, but I live like see the ocean from my house.
Everyone that lives inland, they're now gonna have beachfront property, dude.
Yeah, no,
it's a good thing.
And I can have underwater property. Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. Just
I think I'm gonna start investing now. In like, just make yourself a map. Go look at the maps and invest along those routes where the water is going to raise up. Yeah. Louisiana for sure. Like Louisiana's going to have a lot of beachfront property. Just the whole state beachfront property.
Yeah, just don't buy actually anything in Louisiana. It's probably going to flood. Buy the state just outside Louisiana.
Why don't you just buy Louisiana? Isn't that still available?
Yeah, I think it was a purchase.
Yeah, actually. I think it's still a purchase you can make.
I think it's still purchasable. I think they actually named something out there. I think it was the Louisiana Purchase, and I think you could do it again.
I gotta look this up. There's.
What are you looking up? What are you looking up?
Yeah.
Tell us. We want to know.
Water level.
Well, I'm actually low key on a hill, so I think it might be okay. I wish I could pull out my camera.
You're just gonna like throw some sand. You're just gonna throw some sand at the top of the hill, just like let the water.
Well, I don't live on the beach. It's hard to describe. Basically, like, there's like so there's like an ocean, right? Then there's like a bay. Then there's like this. Then there's like the town. Then there's a hill that I'm a house on top of the hill. So I can look out my window and I see the town. Then I see the bay. And then I see the ocean.
So are you gonna get flooded or not?
I'm trying to figure out, dude.
I'd get flooded. I live in Florida, dude.
Nice. So have you actually seen like an actual alligator out in the wild? Is that a thing?
Oh no. Actually, one time I was a kid, there was a baby alligator in our back pool.
That's adorable. Did you guys keep it?
No, we had to call someone to come get it.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember watching this thing. This Florida dude had found a baby gator, and he just kept it, and then it grew up to be a real gator, and they're friends.
So a baby gator grew up to be a real gator.
Yeah, but it grew up to be like a domesticated gator, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's all sweet. Like he pets it and shit, and then like doesn't attack him.
That's scary, dude. I couldn't do that.
No, fuck that. Yeah, why would anyone do
Fuck
that? Yeah, I understand like
Florida
I
man.
understand a mammal because they have like like relatable brains, but a fucking gator is just
reptile, dude.
yeah, it's just got like
there
a
would be
little brain.
beachfront property in Arkansas.
Wait, there's no way. Arkansas is not that.
Arkansas.
It's way too inland.
50 meters. 50 meters. It would most of Louisiana would be underwater.
Oh, you're talking from the south.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
But
let's say
Florida's gone. This 50-meter rise, Florida's gone.
good to be honest.
Yeah. No more Florida man.
Wait. Oh, because Florida would be just.
Wait, 50 meters? Is that really all it takes to wipe out Florida?
Yeah, it says if it were all to melt, sea levels would rise by 50 to 60 meters.
Hey guys, I have an easy.
So if we go 60 meters,
guys, easy solution. Build walls or domes around every city, and then connect them with tunnels, and we will have underwater property that we could then rent out to people. This is big brain time. Yeah, we could farm fish easily. We could grow algae to eat it. We just have to use divers, and airlocks, and we would have we basically be the new Atlantis.
Yeah, you would say you're giving me some Atlantis vibes. I like it. I'm down.
Bioshock vibes, really. Rapture.
Well, the good thing is Australia would have a huge ass lake in the middle of it.
Wait, how?
Yeah, how?
60 meters.
Wait, I guess is there like a river that comes from the ocean? Like an ocean river?
Ocean river.
Lake Erie in Australia.
Wait, I thought Lake Erie was in the United States.
The Simpson Desert, or Lake Eyre, I don't know, but Simpson Desert would become the Simpson Ocean.
Nice.
Yes.
All right, I think we milked the hell out of this topic.
Yeah, sad thing is Japan would be underwater, and we can't have that.
Oh no,
yeah. Japan would actually.
Then what will all the weebs do with their time, dude?
Yeah.
All the good places like Kyoto, Nagano, fucking Tokyo, I think will be underwater too.
Hey! Japan, all of Japan's a good place.
Nakamura.
Second of all, Japan would actually do underwater cities.
Yeah.
Okay, we milked that topic. Yeah. Next topic.
Well, I feel like a topic we have to hit on is the Oscars.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
I don't know who won.
Well, okay, the one that won best film was Parasite.
Yeah, which I've
never seen it.
Well, I actually did get around to seeing it, and it's actually super good, and you guys should watch it. Yeah, it's like really good. It was not what I was expecting, that's for sure. I was expecting like, I don't know, because it's called, well, I guess it's technically a horror film. It's more like basically it's you have to watch it and see it. It's like a suspense drama, I guess, but it's in Korean. It's subtitled. I thought it was really good. I don't think it was as good as like. It's funny enough. I don't think it was as good as like the older Korean films I saw. Like I wouldn't say it's good as like Old Boy or whatever, but I like Korean films. I think.
What's that train one about the zombies? 410 to Yuma or something like that?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I never saw that movie, but I heard it was really good.
310 to Yuma.
310 to Yuma.
No, wait, no, it's not that one. No, what's that? Fuck. Korean.
Didn't Parasite use like a lot of like really good cinematography work? Like.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, like subtle, but like, I don't know. Like they actually put like
Oh, Train to Busan.
Fuck, I don't know, dude. I don't know how to.
Yeah, okay. 310 to Yuma was like a western.
I didn't notice anything weird about the cinematography. That's what you're asking. I thought it was just a really well together movie.
But like, you know how like Citizen Kane would like do small things like no music and like have like stiff movements to like represent like old and like dramatic time. Yeah, like I'm saying stuff like that. Like
I feel like most Oscar movies do that nowadays. But yeah,
like instead of like show don't tell, you know, like didn't it do a lot of that? You know what I mean?
Yes, I feel like Korean films do that. Korean films do that in particular really well. Anyways, like I said, like I think the only other like really good Korean film I watched was Old Boy, and Old Boy did a lot of that too. you guys haven't seen Old Boy, you guys need to watch that and Parasite.
I did see this one thing about the who won who was the director of Parasite? I forget his name.
I can Google that real quick. I'll butcher his name if I try to just guess it.
But he gave part of his speech, like the very beginning in English.
Yeah, he basically said like thank you for the award or for the honor. Then he need to give the rest of the speech in Korean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah, I saw people getting pissed off that he that a Korean filmmaker who made his film in Korean would speak Korean at his Oscars acceptance speech.
Yeah,
and we were mad about that, and it's just like, holy shit, dude.
Well, I saw a tweet. A tweet blew up. This guy was like, "This is what's wrong with America" or whatever. That we gave this guy an award and he gave a speech in Korean or whatever. Then people were like freaking out about him on Twitter. There's a lot of big Twitter juicy drama about this. Actually, I could probably find this tweet and link it to you guys.
I think that's absolutely ridiculous. What the hell?
It is.
Why do people do that? You know,
the one thing that makes America what it is, our cultural diversity, is getting shit on because it's not American. Like, what the fuck is American? Like, fuck off. Oh my god, it's just a guy giving a speech in his foreign language about a movie that he made and is proud of. And you're pissed off about that instead of just being like, wow, this guy is a great director. Thank you for making this film for us. You know?
I don't even know how you go about finding like controversial tweets. I felt like it'd be at the top because so many people were talking about it. But I mean, it had a lot of people talking about it, a lot of discussion. Either way, I thought it was cool. I think from what I read, that it was the very first person to very first foreign film to win best. No, second one to win after that black and white movie from France. But it was like a big deal that it was like nominated on its own instead of like as like best foreign picture. But either way, that's pretty cool. I like the movie. Yes, you could go see it. Also, as a side note, best leading actor was won by the guy who did Joker.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah,
something Phoenix. Mr. Phoenix.
Yeah.
Another thing about his speech, apparently he gave a speech on animal farming and how it's bad, which it is.
Yeah, a lot of people are using the Oscar pedestal for like social activism, which I think is
didn't someone
cringe.
also say something about something politically like?
Yeah, I think.
Well,
I think they can do what they want.
Well, yeah, they can do what they want, but I feel like it's become like an expectation. Like it's cooler whenever they oh yeah, it's cool. They're using this platform for like social activism, but now it's like a thing. Like the best lead actor. Hey, you better write down instead of like thanking your people. You better write down because last year was Leonardo. Leonardo talked about the indigenous
he finally got
people.
His Oscar.
Yeah, but it's cool that he used his platform to speak about the indigenous people. But now it's like whatever. I'm not gonna complain about it. It's just like I feel like everyone's doing it now. It's like a trend. I feel like I don't like people just following trends, like doing stuff like following trends.
Well, an interesting thing about the animal farming, John.
Yeah.
Going on to about how global warming is. Actually, animal farming is one of the leading rise grain eaters or something like that, are the leading rise in methane production in the world. So like cattle and stuff. No, the cattle. So
yeah.
Cattle and stuff like that.
Right.
So they produce a lot of methane, and that's another big issue.
So I'm actually a little bit knowledgeable in this a little bit because I had to read a book called Animal Liberation.
Oh, first one?
First
I thought it was funny. This. Jesus.
But, it's called Animal Liberation. I forget who it's by, and it goes into this whole thing about do animals feel, blah blah blah, and the philosophy of it all. Right? I'm not going to go into any about that, but there was a statistic in it that said the amount of grain and like stuff we make to feed all the livestock and stuff that we slaughter to eat could feed the world in and of itself. So
that's what I'm saying, dude. That's why we need like 3D printing.
Mm-hmm.
So we can like 3D print the food that we need to feed the cows. You know what I mean? So we can have like fresh meat 24/7, and we don't have to worry about wasting all that food.
That's really funny to me because even the production of making the
What the
3D
hell?
printed stuff in itself like would be bad. But about that, what about lab grown algae? What do you guys think of that?
I don't
What's
know.
going on with that?
I saw lab grown meat though, and it looks good.
I'd eat it. I'd eat lab grown meat.
Apparently, it's like almost there. It's like 90 or like 80% there. Pretty cool.
Nice.
And that was like a
I
year
would-
ago. It was like
I would
80 or
love-
90% there.
I would love if we get to the point where we wouldn't have to animal farm.
Well, the
As
point
much.
the point is, yeah, eventually, like making fake stuff, it needs to be cheaper, or else it won't catch on.
Obviously, yeah. But like also there's so many like subsidies that go into all that, right?
What do you mean?
Like even if it's not necessarily super profitable or sustainable
That's
to
funny.
have animal farms or whatever. There's government subsidies.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
to fund that.
Farm-
even if they don't yeah.
Farmers hate socialism, but in reality, the farming industry is the number one socialized thing. We give them so much tax dollars, which is fine, but it's just
we
like
need it
whatever.
to live. So
Yeah. We can round back to the Oscars. I just thought it was cool that or at least I thought it was an interesting trend that once again the Joker got a Best Lead Actor. This is the first, obviously, Joker since
Jared
the
Leto.
I think he did a
no,
really
not
good job.
Jared Leto.
Yeah, it was a
What's his
good
name?
one.
Heath,
I liked
Heath
the
Ledger's
movie.
Joker.
It was a
Yeah.
good
One.
movie.
Yeah. It
was-
wasn't what I was expecting. I was definitely expecting a little bit more violence and like him being part of the riots more. But I don't know. I loved it still. Like I'd recommend it to anyone who was interested, or even if they weren't. Did you guys watched it, right?
Ooh.
I have not watched the Joker
Really?
yet. I know Alex
Really?
has though.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What are you
Alex.
oohing, Alex?
Trevor,
What?
I this might be a little bit of a spoiler for you, Trevor, but Alex, what'd you think of all the dancing in it?
I thought it was good. I mean, it shows his insanity.
Yeah, no, actually, like I
It
was reading
showcases
this,
his insanity.
yeah, I was actually reading this thing about it, and it was saying that like that is, what's the Joker's name in the movie? His actual name? I forget.
I can't remember.
Neither can I. But it apparently it's supposed to show his like, as you said, insanity, his mental stuff, and like that, how like that's how he expresses himself when he's like super stressed, angry, frustrated, having like intense emotions. That's how he expresses himself is through dance, and that's why there's so much dancing in it to like really, drive home, I guess, the point. But yeah.
Damn.
Well, I think that's
It's just like how, yeah.
yeah. I think that's
But-
pretty much all the juice we can get out of the Oscars. Unless you guys want to talk about like, I think whatever. I don't think there's anything else we can talk about here.
Oh, there's one thing I want to talk about. Did you guys see Eminem's performance at the Oscars?
No, I didn't watch the Oscars. I just tried to watch the movies afterwards.
Yeah, I watched a video of it, and Eminem, always good performer, but oh my god, the performance looked so scuffed, like extra scuffed.
Wait, why was Eminem performing at the Oscars?
So they were doing a best soundtrack or like best movie soundtracks or whatever, and they were gonna play "Lose Yourself" from something mile, 8 Mile.
8 Mile, yeah.
8 Mile.
Yeah.
And they were doing "Lose Yourself" from that, and they started playing "Lose Yourself," and instead of playing it on the, out comes Eminem from the ground, just performing it.
That's so weird.
Yeah, but like the mic or the audio was like super weird, and like it kept cutting in and out, and it's just like what is going on here? This is Eminem, and this is what you're giving him. it was crazy.
Yeah,
I get it.
I feel like unless it's the Grammys, if you're going to perform at one of those shows, it's just gonna be scuffed. You know what I mean? Even SNL's audio setups are still scuffed. You're just doing like live stuff and like theater rooms like that. I feel like are always bad. But
You think so? Like always bad? Like
no,
if
not
you're
always
doing
bad,
live
but there's always like a chance for it to be bad.
I guess, but
All right. Something we can talk about now though is the New Hampshire primaries happened. This is something I want to talk about because it
Oh yeah.
adds a lot of adds a lot of interesting things to the Democratic race.
Yeah, Bernie won, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it a landslide or like just a steamroll, but I will say he did win by
a large margin.
Percent. It's almost 1.3% for sure over Pete.
Yeah, that's actually scary watching it live because I thought Bernie was gonna roll. The thing is, the reason why Bernie was such a big thing last year is because in Iowa he almost beat Hillary, which is like a huge surprise. Like it was literally like a coin flip on the districts. If it would have went like literal coin flip, if it would have went the other way, he would have had more delegates and actually would have came out ahead of Hillary. But in New Hampshire, last year he like destroyed Hillary by like 20 plus points, which is why he gained so much momentum. So everyone was expecting Bernie to pull out ahead by a large margin. But I think what we're seeing is that like the moderates or whatever are like coalescing all towards Pete, or at least they were during the New Hampshire primary, and because Joe Biden like barely got he got like fifth place, I think.
Yeah, I got no delegates. Like 24,000.
Yeah, it's a really bad showing for the vice president. So but you say Bernie underperformed, but he still won. So he's like technically won 2 primaries in a row. So he's going like really catching on steam.
I'm excited for his Texas stuff. Have you seen any of his rallies from Texas?
Yeah, I heard there was a huge one.
Yeah,
Pete's gonna win Texas for sure.
You think Pete's gonna win? Yeah. I think there's a chance. I think that the crowd is still so the crowd is still crowded, but like the pack is so crowded, I guess is a better way of putting it. That I think that like they're all all the people, like all the moderates are like killing each other, and like no one wants to back out because like now Pete's not gonna back out because he got that's what I was talking about next. But like all the moderates, I feel like because like Biden's not gonna back out because he's got Super Tuesday coming up, and that's when you start hearing about Biden. That's where he put all of his momentum in, like South Carolina and stuff. Basically, areas that have like a huge minorities, like population, because that's where he like overperforms in, obviously, because he was Obama's vice president. And so like South Carolina, he's like projected to win, which is the next primary, or maybe Nevada, then South Carolina. So like Biden's not going out, and so people are still gonna split the vote between him and Pete. And then like Klobuchar's still there, which is all another moderate, Then there's still Elizabeth Warren, which is kind of like moderate, kind of like killing Bernie voters too, like split between the voting voters. So I think it's interesting. I think there's a chance for Bernie just like steamrolls it all after Super Tuesday, because I think that unless people start dropping out and like start going anti-Bernie or whatever.
South Carolina.
I don't know. I hope
already
Bernie
out.
Wins.
I guess.
What?
Hasn't Joe Biden been?
Where's this polling data? That's polling data.
Yeah.
But hasn't Joe Biden been quoted as saying nothing will change under him?
Yeah. Joe Biden
Very
is
cool.
gonna be. Yeah. He also said he's gonna consider a Republican running mate. So.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
Biden's got a huge drop in the polls, but Sanders he's got a good spike with Pete.
Is Pete
crazy?
Bloomberg?
What?
Pete
Bouget? I don't know about
Bouget,
Pete. I don't know much about him.
Yeah, Pete. It was a mayor in a town in Indiana, and now he's like made it to the big leagues.
That's cool for him.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how it happened. 100%. This might sound salty because I'm a Bernie, like a Bernie fan, but I think 100% the reason why Pete Buttigieg picked up steam is because he AstroTurf Reddit. 100%. Because I remember like all of a sudden people were talking about Pete over and over again, like on Reddit, everywhere. These people stopped talking about Bernie, talking about Pete, and then all of a sudden it came out like how moderate he is, like how like he's like not for Medicare for all, he's not for this and this, and then people were like, oh no, Bernie's obviously the better choice. But I swear they AstroTurfed the hell out of Reddit like for the whole week, and that's why Pete's picking up so much steam. 100%, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I saw that shit happening in the Yang's fucking subreddit. Like, oh, he's out of the race. Vote for Pete. Vote for Pete.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. No,
doing that. What do you mean?
Yeah,
why not vote for Bernie?
Because they're astroturfing. There's like a lot of these people.
I don't know what that means.
Somebody's paying probably Pete's campaign is paying millions of dollars to like basically what the Russians do when they go in on like Reddit and other social media sites.
No, I'm already on board. I get it now.
Yeah, and create movements.
That's
And
fucked
there's a
up. That's
big
so
and
fucked
there's a
up.
big movement since we can talk about like Yang now, but since Yang dropped out, the biggest movement that's happening is Never Bernie. They're saying that like
What?
they're saying that like Bernie voters like because they weren't saying this before, because before what the popular thing was, Bernie is Yang's voters' second choice. Everyone like Bernie
Yeah.
loves Yang.
Yeah.
Yang loves Bernie. Yang wants his voters to vote for Bernie. But and like all this stuff. And now it's just like Bernie voters are actually were bullying us this entire time. And they never helped out. They never helped out Yang. They like if the same thing happened to Yang last year as it happened. I mean, this cycle that happened to Bernie last cycle, and Bernie didn't speak out about it. You know, it's 100% anti-Bernie. Everyone go vote for Pete. Everyone go vote for Pete. That's what they're saying
so
now.
dumb.
Which is 100% AstroTurf. It's huge. It was the number one trending thing on topic on Twitter all yesterday.
On Yang like that. Like,
no, it's 100% AstroTurfing by Pete, dude. I swear, he's like
I've literally
horrible
only
person.
seen people who were voting for Bernie be like, "Hey guys, vote Yang if not Bernie." Like,
yeah,
they were back and forth together. Like it was Yang or Bernie, and if not one, the other. And the fact that people are actually falling for this shit is crazy. Like, I can't even wrap my brain around it. I have like no words of how insane that is.
yeah. I think it's actually gonna take a big hit. Like I think Bernie's gonna take a hit because he was 100% gonna like gobble up. Because I think like from when I was looking at the projections where like Yang was like sucking up like 3 to like 6% of the vote. And like I guarantee you, like 90% of that was gonna go to Bernie, and probably like now people are like all like artificially mad, and probably like only half of them go to Bernie now, if that.
See, that's the thing. I wish there was like those mods. Like, I understand like they're in there for a reason, but those mods, like anything not related to Yang, they should have fucking just booted right then and there. You know,
Yeah,
they should have fucking took control of it, but they didn't understand. Like these political sub moderators, I don't think they understand AstroTurfing as much as they.
No, they don't. No. I feel like most moderators are just like they completely don't understand anything. I feel like most moderators are actually really bad of most subreddits. And they're like just like reveling in the power. You know what I mean? Like they get off of being like a moderator of a large subreddit. League of Legends one's the worst, dude.
Dude, imagine being the moderator of a political sub, and then letting people affect campaigns with lies on your sub. Imagine that.
Yeah, I think that's.
I mean, they could be getting paid too.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like you have,
So?
yeah.
100%.
Most of those. Yeah, you can pay out moderators. Like, people.
I mean, you could, but
people
like
accept bribes.
All
the time.
Integrity, though. Integrity.
You know,
I mean,
integrity in politics.
Yeah.
This is the future we're talking about.
Integrity in politics.
Integrity's in politics.
Bro, I was looking like people were mad last year or whatever when we lost what was it, the internet thing?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's net neutrality.
Yeah, we lost net neutrality, and they were looking at the senators who voted against it or whatever. The bill to like solidify it, because they basically like the FCC canceled net neutrality, and the senators went in and to vote to like fix net neutrality, and then they got voted down. The people who voted down, they got like donated to the lobbyists by the lobbyists or whatever from the industry, and like to sell out the country, and apparently it's like $10,000 or less. Like the senators got donated like I think some of them got paid like only like $1,000 by the companies, and they to vote for it.
Well, to them it's just a free $1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't care about, so they're like, oh yeah, I'll fucking vote no. It's a free $1,000 in my bank account.
Well, I mean, yeah, because like the unless they're incentivized by their voter base, like they know like a lot of like just saying Republican voters are low information that don't really care about net neutrality to begin with. Like most Republican voters or Trump voters didn't know about net neutrality in the first place because they don't use the internet. Well, a lot of them don't use the internet. But either way,
that's why they're Trump supporters.
So so in turn, like the Republican senators had no momentum to actually vote yes. Like they were not pressured to vote yes at all, so they can just do whatever they want with the vote, and that's what happened. That's why it's important to keep your senators like in line or whatever. Always contact them. But anyway, I think we've
No, I want one more question. So you're thinking like the moderators? How much money do you think they were getting if they were getting bribed to?
I don't think it was.
I want to say I want to think it's that fun. The possibility is there. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not claiming that they paid off the moderators.
I'm saying like hypothetically, like it gets
I don't
to
know.
that point.
They could probably do it for like $100.
That's what I'm thinking. Like just like $100, and like.
All right.
I think it's way more subtle than that. I think so. Like it. Basically, what happened is like they got granted access to something that would like make them money or whatever, like campaigns do or whatever. Like they would like tell them like, hey, they wouldn't pay a moderator money like all scheming like under the table. Like they would be like, hey, now that Yang is gone, would you like to become a part of Pete's campaign? And they start paying him as an official part of Pete's campaign. He doesn't declare that, and he's still a moderator of the Yang subreddit, and he's allowing Pete things to go there because this is his new job as like the political outreach for. It's something like that which would happen. It wouldn't be like them just sliding him $100 to let like Pete Proctor again to go.
Yeah, I can see that being more realistic too, actually.
Yeah, but I don't know. No matter what, scummy, as we said.
Yeah, I got a funny little topic that I want to bring up just because Alex is here and I wanted to hear his thoughts on it.
Okay.
But Brazil, it got leaked in like a secret document. Let me change the topic.
This is funny as hell. It's in the thing, right?
Yeah, it's a thing, and there's an article linked there. But Brazil, see the military elite, basically the people who run Brazil, see France as its biggest military threat, and are threatened by France's military. And I thought that would be an interesting thing to bring up because Alex is military. Yeah. So, do you have any thoughts about that? That it's leaked, like a big leaked thing. Yeah.
France and Brazil, like back in the day, like especially like World War I, World War II era, they had a huge about like shipbuilding, rivalry. If you didn't know that, like Brazil Brazil was like leading the world in battleship technology, like during World War I, World War II, and shit like that.
Brazil,
like before World War II, at least for sure. And then they had a huge war. Like I said, it's a big deal. Like Brazil. The Dreadnought race is what it is called.
Dreadnought race is a dope ass sounding race.
Yeah, so South American Dreadnought race. So the naval arms race among Argentina, Brazil, and Chile. This is 1889. Okay, yeah, way before World War I. But basically, the Brazilian government ordered 3 small battleships for the United Kingdom instead of going over like other major shipyards like America. They went through United Kingdom instead of France, stuff like that. So back in the day, so they still already have a huge rivalry. But Argentina is they're racing to have the best navy in the area because obviously the best navy in the area is going to control the trade in a sense. Mm-hmm. So that was another thing. And right now, I can see them believing France being a threat. God, sorry, I gotta catch my bat. I just find it funny because obviously France isn't going to do anything.
Yeah, from what I'm reading here, they have major partnerships where they construct submarines and helicopters for each other, and they exchange $7 billion of goods each year. But
Brazil and France.
Yeah, Brazil and France. So they're pretty close, which might be another reason for tensions if they'll see each other every day. You know what I mean? But it said that they believe France will become the country's biggest threat over the next 20 years to a possible dispute over the Amazon. So basically they're talking about land grabbing and put environmental policies too. They're mad that they're mad about Macron's criticizing Bolsonaro's environmental policies over the Amazon fires.
Oh yeah, that's exactly probably what they're gonna think France is gonna invade them because they're president.
There it is. Yes, it says. So basically, Macron is pushing for strong international action and suggested that. And so the Brazil thinks that France is trying to get the UN to take over the Amazon, which is in Brazil. And so they think that France is going to put their military in the Amazon.
But also with Bolsonaro's views,
It's kind of ridiculous of a thought.
he's referencing a few Chinese military bases in the Argentina. So
Well, I'm confused. So Brazil is thinking that France is its biggest military threat because it's worried that France is going to bring its military there
no,
because of how Brazil is doing stuff environmentally.
Yeah, well, because you remember the
yeah.
Amazon fires, right? It was
Yeah,
huge.
Yeah.
It was like devastating, and like
Yeah,
if the Amazon's gone, that affects like the entire world, which is the perfect storm. If you're crazy like a conspiracy theorist to think that the UN's going to plant their troops in the Amazon, basically take over part of the country for like the better good of humanity.
I mean, but why would they think of that about France and not like a word?
France is gonna push forward it through the UN. Like they're gonna push it forward in the UN because they're on the council, right? They're on.
But why would they be worried about France doing that and not other countries?
Because France's president criticized Brazil.
France is leading the charge.
Everyone's criticized Brazil, though.
Yeah, but France is leading the charge.
All right, well, I would just be nervous in general about Brazil and not just be nervous about France.
I'd be nervous all the time if I lived in Brazil, dude. Have you seen the shit that happens in Brazil? It's spooky, man. Yeah. Apparently they're off-duty cops everywhere and they murder a lot of people.
Spoopy ton. Probably not a place I want to live. I probably would not do well in Brazil. Probably would need to stay away from there.
Oh, there's some good places in Brazil. I don't want to shit on Brazil.
I don't know enough about Brazil to know.
Either way, I thought that was an interesting topic. Who'd win in a war, Alex? Brazil or France?
I'm not sure.
I think it'd be France.
But you really think France? Well, I mean, I guess we're excluding nukes because I think France has nukes. So
yeah, France has nukes.
I would still think it would be France, right? Because it's France. It's an actual country.
Okay,
sorry.
Brazil's an actual country and it's huge. It's huge.
Brazil's a first world country too.
Is it?
By the way, yeah.
It's very big. It's a very, very big country. It's got a lot of people and they have a pretty massive military.
I thought Brazil was like second world.
No, Brazil's first world for sure.
No, I'm looking this up.
No, they added it. It's the first world countries and they added BRIC. So they added Brazil, Russia, India, and China. So it counts now. Just Google BRIC countries. So it's something we had to learn about in international business classes that we had to take for my degree. The BRIC countries.
It says, however, the country. I mean, this is Investopedia. I don't know how true this is, but the country is recognized as a developing industrial state more than a first world nation.
But it's a BRIC country.
Thing. I think
Brazil, Russia, India, and China. They represent 25% of the world's landmass and 40% of its population.
Yeah. Because I think it's like because like first world countries, like being a first world country doesn't actually mean anything, but like the actual terms. Like I think first world countries are basically the way that they're classified is your first world country if you were part of the Allies during World War II. So there was no actual like justification for it economically. So now they're like redoing the term first world or whatever, and they're including the BRIC countries.
The concept of first world originated during the and included countries that were generally aligned with NATO and opposed to the Soviet Union during the Cold War.
Yeah, there you go. So it has actually nothing to do with economy like people think it is, which is why we're like switching the definition of it to think of economies. In which case you would count Brazil, Russia. Obviously, you'd count Russia, and you'd count China, obviously, and you'd count India too.
But it just says that they're on their ways to becoming a developed country. So they're not yet developed. They're developing. So I feel
all
like
countries are always developing.
Yeah, it's true.
But I would say France is more developed than Brazil. I would say that.
Dude, that's so fucking. I don't know how to come off of it without sounding super fucking PC warrior, but that sounds so fucking racist.
Why?
Yeah, they're less developed. Like like those people living in the Amazon, they're just less developed. They're not like they're not enlightened yet like us, you know. They're not driving around in like supercars. They don't have Lamborghinis, so they're not really as developed, you know.
People in France aren't being robbed 24/7, are they?
Yes. Have you ever been to Paris, dude? There's a whole movie about it called Taken. Why would Liam Neeson have to come all the way from America if fucking France was so developed?
Dude,
it happened 3 times, John.
How? Okay, if you were offered a trip to Brazil and offered a trip to France, which one would you take?
I take Brazil because I spit
Brazil.
on EU.
Really, dude?
EU.
I wouldn't go to Brazil. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I would go to Brazil.
I would go to them both, and I would do some research about where not to go in Brazil. There are obviously some places where we can't go in Brazil. There's obviously some really nice places. It's like Mexico. Like, people always say, oh yeah, I had such a great time in Mexico. Then you look at where they went, and they go to like Cancun, which is literally like a fucking walled off America, or it's like just like America, and it's walled off. Like the poor Mexicans aren't allowed in Cancun, and like there's like literally people up there like sitting on the walls with guns, protecting the white tourist or whatever. From like, oh yeah, Mexico was so great, dude. And it's like, no, you just went to the Bahamas basically, with like armored guards protecting you guys, and you just got drunk on a beach, you know.
Oh, I guess it sounds like Cancun is safe.
Oh my god.
No, I don't actually believe that, but I mean, so you're saying that there's like armed guards protecting certain places in Brazil, possibly?
I'm saying there are places in Brazil, like probably Sao Paulo, I don't know, Rio. I know Rio, basically like Rio's really really nice, and you can go like vacation to Rio, and there's cities where you could go that are just as safe, or if not safer than American cities. Like there are places, obviously there are places in Rio that are like hella safer than places in Chicago. You know what I mean? So it's like when people like.
Yeah.
Vacation in America, hey, don't go to these places in Chicago. Don't go to these places in Brazil. It's pretty much the same.
I think about it like not so much as safety if you're living there like as a local, but like if you're a tourist, what's like the likelihood to be targeted if you're a tourist in, let's say, Brazil compared to France or
It depends. I think you're more likely to get targeted and die in Brazil. You're more likely to be targeted in France. Because there's so many people who just try to rip you off, sell stuff to you, try to pickpocket you. They sit at airports.
Hate Americans too most of the time.
Yeah, they do.
Almost
That's why you always say you're Canadian, by the way. If you're traveling abroad, always say you're Canadian.
I'm gonna remember that.
Why would
I'm
that
Canadian.
change it that much? Why would it change it that much? Just to be north a little bit.
Because people love Canada and they hate America. Like, Americans are loud and obnoxious. They don't fucking follow the rules. They don't try to fit into the culture of the country they go to. That's just stereotype. Canadians are kind, polite, and they don't get in anyone's way. You know what I mean?
Would you not say that we are?
And they got a goofy accent, so.
All right, so what's the accent sound like?
It's just a Minnesota accent. Sorry.
Minnesota.
Sorry about that.
No.
Sorry about that.
So Canadians pronounce almost the syllables. They're very particular about enunciating every syllable.
Okay, can you give me an example?
About.
No, it's a boot. They say a boot 100%.
About.
They say sorry.
They say a boot.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. No, that's not. That's horrible. They don't sound like a fucking caricature of like a puppet, dude.
Sorry about. I don't know.
Okay, let's move on. This is horrible.
We're gonna have this be the last topic, or we're gonna go.
Okay, well, we have one topic that I want to talk about, but this could be the last topic we land on to make it nice, like tight and concise episode for today. There's a drama topic that I want to talk about. So we should talk about drama a little bit more. Oh, we could briefly mention that Complexity got world's first in Zoth, which means the first time in 10 years that a World of Warcraft, American World of Warcraft won the world's first race in World of Warcraft, which I thought was interesting. We don't talk about because none of us play WoW, but I thought that was cool.
Hey, it's always great when America does something first.
It's the first time in 10 years that we actually won the race.
NA all the way, baby.
For world's first. All right, I'm linking you these 2 links in the podcast stuff.
All right.
All right, so I don't know exactly.
Oh my god, we have to talk about this.
Yeah, this is what I really want to talk about. I know you haven't seen this yet, Alex. Can you watch the video and let me know when you're done? I can't show the video on the podcast, sadly, but it's definitely interesting to talk about.
What video?
I linked it in the podcast stuff. Discord.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I think that guy's it's cringy and he shouldn't.
Very cringy.
Okay, for the uninitiated or the people in the chat who don't know what I'm talking about. Here, let me change the topic real quick.
Alex, what do you think about his about what happened?
1 second, let me, because people won't be able to see the video. So it's about this guy named Doaenel, I think is how it's pronounced. It looks really funny. He doesn't actually say it, but basically, he was a large partner Twitch streamer, and he messaged another large partner Twitch streamer in the league client or whatever. They're in the same game together. It's a female, and he asked her to have sex with him, and they're both streaming live to Twitch to thousands of viewers. And Disguised Toast tweeted about it because apparently she was like upset about it, and said like added her and him and added Twitch support and Riot support and said how to lose your Twitch account and Riot account in one move. And because it picked up so much steam, he did lose his Twitch account. He got banned. He's banned on Twitch. Basically, he lost his job because he sexually harassed this chick. And I don't know if he lost his Riot account, but there's a big push for him to lose his League of Legends account for that too. And I want to know you guys' thoughts. Like, you think it's appropriate to lose your job for this?
Because they don't have a PR or HR department. Twitch has to be really adamant about some stances on this. But like, if she said, like, if she told him to stop and then he kept going, that's sexual harassment. Yes, it's still sexual harassment doing what he said because he shouldn't be asking that. And obviously, he's on stream. But it's in a game at the same time. It's between 2 Twitch streamers, so there's technically co-workers in a sense. So it's sexual harassment between 2 co-workers. Now, he should be punished and he should be counseled on not to do such shit. And he should obviously apologize because obviously it was wrong because he's doing it on stream and he's doing it for views. So at that point, I think he should be punished for, like, with a short-term ban, and he should obviously go to and apologize because that is technically, she doesn't want it. Obviously, no one wants it online, but on stream at least for sure. No one wants that shit.
I don't know. I'm kind of the same, but definitely like punish him and all, but not ban him because what he did was super stupid, super cringy, super like disgusting kind of him for him to be like, hey, do you want to have sex with me? Her. Because it's like, dude, why are you bothering someone like that? But at the same time, I feel like if you're watching it, you can obviously he's doing that as a reaction thing, like to like beta reaction for entertainment, to be funny, haha. So it's more like, why are you being a dumbass? Don't do that. Here's a slap on the wrist, Because it was just like, but like, I don't know about banning and like losing your job and your Riot account for it, Like that might be a little bit too much just for typing some stupid shit once. If this was repeated behavior, get him the fuck out. But we don't know that. We only have the one clip. So I don't know. I think it's fucking funny, no matter what though.
I think it's funny this guy got fucking slammed. I think he obviously deserves a ban, the temporary ban, I think. I don't know if it's temporary or not. I'm assuming it's temporary because Twitch hardly ever sticks to permanent bans. I mean, it could be a permanent ban that gets removed in like 6 months or whatever. But
6 months for that though? Really?
I don't know if he actually got banned. I don't know his length of ban.
6 months is too much. I'm saying like maybe a week at most. Like,
you think a week ban for sexual harassment?
It wasn't really sexual harassment to the point of like a 6-month ban. It's not like show me your tits, whore.
So,
it was
so asking someone to have sex with you and they don't want it. Obviously,
he didn't say, "Hey, have sex with me." He was like, "Hey, would you want to have sex with me?" Ha ha ha, as like a stupid cringy joke. Like that's different in my mind.
It's still sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Well, it's an unwanted question for sure, and it's really disturbing and disgusting to ask a person. But to lose your job over,
I mean, it's still sexual harassment. The people have lost their jobs over asking their coworkers that stuff.
yeah, but I don't know. I feel like at the same time it was like just typing some stupid shit.
It's like
it's you know.
So I mean, I think he deserves a ban. He deserves punishment. Obviously,
sure.
he needs to come out and apologize to people. Obviously, because what he did was wrong, and if he doesn't understand why what he did is wrong,
I highly doubt this guy apologized. By the way, I'm almost.
He needs to apologize. He needs to be like forced to apologize.
Forced to apologize.
Yeah. Banned until apologize. That's the punishment.
I think he should. Obviously, it should be an apology. You know,
publicly,
because obviously he's. I don't know, man. It's a weird situation, and in that situation, you have to go with. He was obviously go with the basis. You know, the more stringent thing is yes, that's sexual harassment. Okay, what do we do about it? All right, he's got to get banned. You know.
Yeah, I'm always split about these kind of things because I liked old Twitch. I don't know if you guys ever watched old Twitch. Old Twitch was basically anything goes, like literally anything goes, like anything. It was fucking crazy, and it was a wild time. Basically, people partying. So it's sad to see that go. I mean, I'm obviously glad that this guy got banned for it because like people shouldn't be made to feel uncomfortable, you know, just trying to like stream on Twitch.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it kind of like makes me nostalgic for like the like because I was watching popping on another podcast, the Trainwrecks podcast, and he was talking about how like he used to fucking like when at the heyday of Twitch, he would tell people viewers his address. Viewers would just show up to his house and they would like party and stuff, and they'd like break the rules all the time. They'd like prank other people streaming, you know, and like do a bunch of horrible shit to other streamers, you know, like raid other streamers.
It's kind of fucked up a little bit, isn't it?
It was fucked up, but it was like fun to watch. It was fun to be a part of. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess, but I'm happy they got rid of that kind of shit. Cause like, imagine Soda now. Hey, come over to my house, guys. He's gonna.
Well, yeah, obviously now it would be bad, but like back in the day, like it was. I don't know. It was
back then. Like that's
interesting
so sketchy.
time.
Like, hey, stranger, come into my house. Please murder me on my stream.
Yeah,
like,
people used to be able to stream Omegle. They used to be able to stream. They were able to stream. Yeah, I got banned for that. You used to be able to stream Tinder. You used to be able to stream like
I've done
people
that.
stream like prank phone calls. They used to stream prank phone calls. So I don't know. It makes me miss old Twitch, but at the same time, I'm glad that it's gone. You know.
I mean, good that that's gone. But would this fit under the purview of something that would be Twitch or, you know, I can't see this being that big of a problem, and it's. In and of itself, it was like a repeated behavior. If he was like harassing her like all the time, but it was just like, hey, I mean, I guess like, okay. Here's an important context question I want to know. Did they know each other at any context? So no.
He knows who he is.
It's just a random guy.
Yeah.
Basically to her. Do you want to have sex? Okay, that's way creepy. I thought they were like.
No, yeah, she probably doesn't know who he is, but he knows who she is. She's pretty popular or whatever.
I was thinking, you know, there's some amount of like, hey, I know who you are. Hey, I know who you are.
I think that would make it even more awkward.
Acquaintanceness, you know, to be like, hey, have sex. You know, like,
the most important thing is that was the juiciest drama of the week, so that's all we had. Today was a very, very uneventful week, not gonna lie. Besides the dark shit that happened in the news, there wasn't like any like juicy Twitch drama or anything to talk about or.
There is Trump drama, but it's Trump, so what's the point?
Trump is trumping. That's all he's doing.
Yeah, it's like, why talk about him at this point? It's just Trump.
Well, there was nothing. I don't feel like there was anything that was necessary to talk about this week regarding the Trump. I feel like our politics topic was good.
Yeah.
For like covering all the stuff basically that happened.
I mean, it's just him doing him shit, you know.
All right, let's wrap up. What we could do now is we can do a super list and say like one thing, or if you have anything to say about these topics that we're not gonna reach. I feel like most of these aren't worth talking about, like at all. Like IRS quickly deletes guideline that Fortnite virtual currency was reported on tax returns. I actually thought that was hilarious as hell.
I don't understand what the point of that is.
Also, basically, the IRS is trying to crack down on virtual currency. Yeah, and they started on Fortnite, but then they deleted the guideline. This is important because they finally realized that people are like not in Fortnite because the currency isn't transferable, but in CS:GO where you can transfer currency, it's just money laundering, like millions and millions of dollars of money laundering going on there, and like so like they're like, okay, you need to report the money that you're making in CS:GO because if you don't, then you're just money laundering, you know. So they're basically like they're trying to. So what you're seeing is the future. You buy V-Bucks. And then you have to report that to the IRS if you make V-Bucks or sell V-Bucks.
You know I missed out on the.
Yeah, but you can't make
money laundering.
But you can't make V-Bucks.
You can get gifted V-Bucks.
Money.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You can
get make V-Bucks into actual money. Again.
Yeah. So yeah. That's why they deleted the guideline because apparently the government's kind of stupid.
It still might not like change anything though, which is still.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, it might not change anything, but you might have to report it to the IRS still. I don't know. Well, no. Either way, I thought that was a funny topic. I don't know if you guys have anything to say about that, but I thought, I really like that one. That the IRS had like a Fortnite clause that they had to delete. Okay. See here. Let's get out this way. Earth had the hottest January since record begins. I feel like I hear that every year. But we actually kind of covered that in the Antarctic topic.
Yeah. Crazy how the Earth is getting really hot.
Fake news, Kekona, clap. Oh god, this is so dark. Yeah, the South Sudan government.
Kind of fucked up.
The South Sudan government buried reports which suggest oil pollution is causing miscarriages and alarming birth defects in children. Locals are reporting babies being born with missing parts or fewer women being able to conceive. Jesus, John.
I'm sorry, dude.
Anyone want to touch that one real quick?
Pollution bad.
Pollution very bad.
South Sudan government bad.
No. What's really bad about it? I looked at the article. They've been doing it for like a long ass time, like polluting it, like, and they that's how long they've been doing it. Is that people to have been born during it? Like, it's not like a recent thing. It's an ongoing thing that no one, like, that they haven't stopped. And I don't know. I can't remember if like people have brought it up and talked about it before. But it's been like a time thing. Like the locals have been like dealing with this for a while, and it's insane that like nothing's happening. It's gotten to this point about fucking pollution when there are literally laws in most places of the world that prevent this kind of shit from happening. So
reminds me of that remember the Simpsons movie whenever they dumped all the toxins into the water or whatever, and like the fish started springing out with different eyes in the quarantine. Okay, no one else got that reference. No one watched the Simpsons movie.
Yeah, sure.
I did actually.
Okay, so an EU judge told Google it landed on monopolies code jail square, that's a weird analogy, and reportedly threatened to increase its $2.6 billion antitrust fine. What antitrust is Google doing right now? Do you know?
It just no. So like it's Google is being sued on antitrust.
That's what I'm saying. What antitrust laws is it breaking?
They're contesting a $2.4 billion fine imposed by the EU in June 2017.
Oh, so it's not. So basically, what they're doing is this is antitrust. If you guys know what antitrust is, it's the anti-monopoly laws, basically. So you're not allowed to have a monopoly. So basically, they were promoting
too much.
They were promoting their own shipping services, and they weren't promoting its competitors. Whenever you Googled shipping services, so basically, like whenever you want to ship something, Google would make it to where you would see their shipping services first, not everyone else's, which is monopolistic, which is antitrust. And so they fined $2.6 billion, which is the fact that they're contesting it and obviously like okay with paying this makes you wonder how much fucking money they're making on shipping if $2.6 billion isn't enough to deter them. But that's crazy.
Well, it's Google. How much money?
It's currently gone up since then. The fine it has hit 4.3 billion euros in 2018.
Damn.
For abusing its dominant portion of its Android operating system. Yeah, so it's almost 5 billion now, so
that's crazy. Well,
what do you guys like hope they actually get fined, or
they're gonna get fined. They're gonna end up paying, but I don't know. I feel like Google's one of the better companies, but it's still shit because all companies are shit. So I don't really like have any thoughts about Google.
Companies are shit, dude. Amazon, Google.
Yeah, but I feel like Amazon and Apple like a whole nother level of shit. Like attaching fucking nets underneath windows so their workers don't commit suicide and go back to work.
Yeah.
Shit. While Google is just like shady shit. You know what I mean? It's not like nearly as bad.
Yeah, Google's pretty shady.
But like, at least they're not abusing their workers to the point where they want to kill themselves. At least I don't think they are they?
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's just how Apple and everybody operates nowadays.
That's just how they go.
Yeah, that's how it works, bud.
Oh, okay, that's
All right.
boring dystopia.
Navy Yard worker gets 6 months for lying about being a white supremacist group. Wait, how does lying get you sent to jail? Oh, he's in the Navy.
Yeah.
Can't be in the white supremacy.
Yeah, you can't be in any sort of radical groups.
And now he's in jail because he's stupid.
Well, I heard that they added white supremacist groups to the same level as like ISIS,
which is good.
Yep.
Because like that's any radical group, and especially that radical group is always bad. And that specific one, it's so much hate that it's just insane.
I mean, I don't see the hate. You know, this is a Black History Month. Why can't we have a White History Month? You know what I mean? Like, like people allowed to say Black Power, but why aren't you allowed to say White Power? You know what I mean? Like, does that make me a white supremacist?
You're fucking trolling, bro.
It has to be trolling, dude. There's no way.
Okay.
There's your clickbait.
Yeah. I don't think it's a lot. I don't think it's a lot to talk about.
Oh, dude, that's the title of the video, dude. Should we be able to say white power?
No, thank you. I don't want to apply to those type of audiences.
The answer is no. The answer may shock you.
The answer may shock you. After more than 150 years, New Zealand recognizes extinct Maori people. That's cool.
Moriori.
I don't feel like it's really a topic to talk about though. Yeah, it's cool.
It's crazy that they were ruled extinct when they're so obviously not.
I mean, if you think about this, we haven't the United States hasn't recognized the Armenian genocide yet because of our relations with Turkey. So
didn't somewhere else just recently recognize them?
Yeah, I think it was Canada.
No, it wasn't Canada. It was something in Europe, Middle East.
I don't know. I mean, we should be, because it fucking happened. It was a genocide. This is Rage Against the Machine. System of a Down, Armenian. Yeah, I thought that was crazy. I mean, so I guess it's cool when government recognizes bad shit that happens. But what else do we not recognize? We don't recognize the Native American genocide. I don't think.
How do we do? Yeah, there's no way we don't recognize that because they have because they have reserved lands and shit like that, right?
But that's part of a deal that we keep making shittier and shittier. It's like when Darth Vader is like pray that I've changed the deal. Pray I don't change it any further, whatever. Or
it's altered, not changed.
Okay. But yeah, it's basically that with the Native Americans. Be like, oh yeah, we'll give you everything to the west, bros. Everything to the west of the Mississippi, and they're like, oh, remember what I told you? You have everything to the west. No, you can have this other area. We're just gonna go here a little bit.
Don't talk about.
Oh, you guys like Oklahoma, right? That's basically what happened. That was us recognizing the genocide. That was us pushing them into reservations.
No, I'm saying is, don't they get reparations and stuff now?
They do not get reparations. They get special.
Yeah, they totally do.
They get special. They get special treatment because they're their own separate country technically, but they don't get reparations.
Hey, I'm gonna cut off early though. I gotta.
Okay, well we can just finish the wrap right here. Yeah, we can just say that we're done. We had 2 more things to talk about, but they were shitty topics anyways. That's why we're added to super list. But all right, we're wrapping up, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks everyone.
Thank you all for stopping by.
Yeah, later everyone. Hope you had a good time. Bye. Wait. Sorry. Shoutouts. You can follow us on twitch.tv. Hi. You have to see the spelling right there. Twitch.tv. I'm Dystrophic. Twitch.tv. Trevor Monreal. Follow me on Twitter at Trevor Monreal as well. Thank you. Anyone else have a social media to shout out?
Nope.
I think it's the official hi is 1H one thing. You can see that on my Twitch though. If you want to just hop on over there, Twitter's in the description of my Twitch.
Anything to shout out, Alex?
No, I'm all set, man.
All right, join the Discord that's in the my Twitch link. Okay, later on.
Join the Discord and my Twitch too.
All right, bye.